My Hero Season 5 is good. You guys are just mean. Look, I've heard a lot about this season. Some people said it was good and others said it was bad. So going in, I wasn't really sure what to expect, but I was weary. If a lot of people say something is boring, well, there's a chance of it being boring. But I'm not gonna lie, this season is good. It reminds me a lot of why I liked My Hero. It's been a really long time since I first watched. I began watching back when Season 3 was airing, and well, that was a long time ago. Plus, this was one of the first anime I watched, so I have a little bit of a connection and a soft spot to this show. But that still won't save it from my critiques. I like the show, but it's not perfect. That being said, however, I liked the entire season. That may come as a surprise due to the negativity surrounding it, but as a whole, I think this season was good. Did it reinvent anything that came before it or make large leaps and bounds from what I expect a shonen to be? No, but what it does do well, and I like that. The characters are all fun. I actually really like the cast, and while I do wish they had some of the side characters live a bit more up to their potential, I'm actually fine with where they're at. And to be honest, that was one of the things I always liked about My Hero, its characters. It has such a large cast and a lot of the characters are really cool and interesting. Like, my favorite side character is actually Sero, the tape guy, just because I really like his costume and quirk. I don't need every side character to be a standout, but for such a large cast, they do pass around quite a bit of screen time and get a good amount of development. And like I said before, the characters are just fun. They are cool to watch, and with the exception of like the sugar guy, I think the cast is pretty good. And the action this season is pretty good as well. It's not insane like it was in points in the previous seasons, but it doesn't really leave you starved either. It delivered, and it's actually pretty consistent throughout the entire season, which is nice. And the pacing this season, contrary to popular belief, is actually good in my opinion. I heard a lot of people say that it was slow, but I can't really see that. I thought the training battles between the two classes were cool, and the work studies after that I thought were interesting, plus the end part of the season was really good as well. I mean, I'm not sure how people thought that was boring, and I mean, it didn't go as crazy as Season 2 and the tournament, which in my opinion was the peak of the show, but the season was still solid all the way around. And I mean, sure, you can bring up the argument that it's super stereotypical, but yeah, it is. But is there honestly something wrong with that? I mean, it's a good time and it's actually one of the most consistent shows that it's almost always solid, so you can't really go wrong here. And right when I thought that the show was getting into a comfortable rhythm and couldn't really go anywhere new, the heroes seeming so strong and powerful that there is really no foe to stand up to the entire system as a whole. But by the end of the season, that idea was flipped directly on its head. Like, I got really relaxed and in my zone when watching, because even as a watcher, I felt safe just because of the sheer amount of quality heroes, so there didn't really seem to be that much tension. But there's a threat that actually has the capability to overthrow the entire country, and I think that's really cool. It keeps you on edge and gets you even more invested for what's to come. So in total, I'm looking forward to the next season. I'm not on the edge of my seat or anything, but I'll be glad when it returns. So Season 5 of My Hero Academia gets a 7.5 out of 10. You can't really go wrong here. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments of your own, make sure to leave them down below. Trust me, I read them. Also, look at this graph. Okay, but as always, stay awesome, too awesome. Thanks for watching.